Welcome my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Let's talk about Love and Hip Hop Season 8, Episode 16. Let's get into it. Let's talk about how they did Bree. They did Bree really wrong. They was so shiesty with Bree. And they set her up there to get set up. Rich Dollars didn't do nothing. He didn't know what was going on. Safari didn't handle his business. He's talking about Bree's unprofessional. Now, if she went off and tore up that place, then you've been like, oh, she's unprofessional. And they're saying that she's unprofessional, but Safari's unprofessional. Yandy's unprofessional. She should have got into Safari's ass and, found out if Bree was really on the track. Bree should have, let, Rich Dollars know, or did Rich Dollars did know, because Rich Dollars is cool with Safari. He hangs around them all the time. He didn't know who was going to be on the track. He's talking about Jacquay. Rich Dollars out here spreading Anais business to, her husband Ruben, running his mouth. And damn, Rich is mad salty. Like, damn, Rich, you supposed to be in the Queep Squad. You supposed to keep it closed, keep it tight, but you running your mouth like you're a scorned woman. So I guess Anais whipped it on you, and you can't take it that she don't want you no more, that she wasn't chasing after you. She chased after you once and went on by her business. So yeah, I was like, damn. And then Remy Ma's gonna be having her baby. Yandy want to be on the track. Juju's not falling for Safari. She's not trying to get up with him. But speaking of Safari, let's talk about his leakage of his picture. We saw his penis. OMG, Safari's penis is on point. And yeah, like, he got the body, he got the looks, he got the brains, he got the swag, and he got it in between his legs. I'm like, oh my God, Safari, like, whoa, that's what you working with? Like, yo, I see why Nikki was with you for a long time. Oh no, Safari, how did your picture get leaked? I'm like, damn. And now Anais got Ruben back. We're gonna act like all this was real because half of it seemed fake, because Ruben was easy to forgive Anais like it was nobody's business. And Rich happened to run into Ruben and snitch on him. Like, happened to run into Ruben and snitch on Anais. Jacquay's in the building, okay. And then we gotta have the scene where we leave Bree off the track, and then we got Remy Ma sitting on top of the stage like she's above everybody that's listening to her music, the DJs union and all these other people. I'm like, come on, these guys are doing way too much. And then Safari I'm like, yo, okay, let's get into it. So anyways, Safari, basically he meets up, and Safari basically got on his fur coat. He's showing off. Basically, he meets up with all the Queep Squad members basically at the gym to work out and all that other good stuff, and let them know what's going on, that he's still not working with Yandy. He ain't trying to hear from Yandy. He's running from Yandy. And basically, Rich Dollars is like, yo, that's kind of shady. Like, how you gonna do it like that? And then why did Rich Dollar call Safari sis? He goes, sis, you know better than that. I was like, damn. And then we got Jacquay talking about, Cayenne and her situation, with his situation with Cayenne. And then, Anais showing up at the situation, basically at his video shoot, running his business and all this other stuff. Then you got Safari talking about Bree is slacking, she's not hitting me up or whatever with the other part of the track. And, when he was in his confessional saying that, when he was talking about the situation, that Bree's not about her business, Rich Dollars was there, so he didn't know that she was going to be on the Paradise remix. Rich, miss me with your bullshit, because you are mad shiesty. And I don't know why you dogging Bree out. Is it because, you're trying to get back up with Mariah Lynn? Because the previous episode, Mariah Lynn didn't want you to mess around with Bree, but she made up with Bree. So why you leave Bree out there hanging and look bad on the last episode? Shiesty. That's why Bianca be going off on you people on this show. That's why she be wilding and dissing you and disrespecting y'all, because she know you guys are fugazi. I'm just saying that though. I'm just talking shit, really. So anyways, Jacquay talks about, Anais showing her box with that Rich Dollars. Like, oh, she got the new box. She got the rejuvenated box. It's tight. Of course she's going to be showing her off. She's going to show it off to everybody. I just thought like he was about to say like she got a new vagina, or it's like, or, she just got the operation. I was like, come on, Rich, don't do that to us. Say it correctly so it won't leave minds to wonder what you are saying. So anyways, Rich Dollars, he's glad, he's not with, Anais anymore, because he don't have to deal with them situations and them problems that Jacquay was dealing with, because Cayenne called Anais up to the video shoot to kind of disrespect, Anais. And basically, she was telling her you shouldn't be doing this because you're a married woman and all this other stuff. So basically, Anais knows what she's supposed to be doing. She don't need you to tell her, you know what you need to do, Kanye? You need to control your temper. You need to calm down. You need to relax. Like, you don't have to put on too much of a show. You can show your power and be strong and powerful without all the antics. You know what? Because the loudest person in the room is usually the scared person in the room. And we all know security is going to break you guys up. So all we know is your rah-rah. You know what I mean? So anyways, but I do like Cayenne. I don't know if Cayenne and Jacquay got back together or not because I don't follow them, but I know they did break up a couple of weeks ago. They could be back together. They could not be. So anyways, we get to Jonathan. Jonathan and Nais meets up basically for dinner. And Jonathan has a little twist on it. The twist is that Ruben is coming. So Ruben comes through with his sunglasses on. He don't look like a man hurt. He don't look like a man upset. I don't know what's going on with Ruben. It's just like Ruben's going with the flow. He's just like, whatever's clever, I'm dealing with it. So he shows up looking all meek, looking all good. And so basically Anais, she pours her heart out to Ruben that she's sorry. And she was like, yo, I'm not that little girl that I used to be. When you met me, I was a little girl. I was a young girl. Now I'm a grown woman. And there's some things that I want to do with myself. And there's some things that I need from you. So I guess in other words, Anais is trying to say that, I can't be manipulated. I can't be, cowered down or be your maid or anything like that, like I was when I was obedient. Now I'm grown and I know I have a voice. I think that's what she's saying, but I'm not sure because Anais be doing some hoe moves. She be dotting around on camera. So it just makes me believe that this is all make believe that she ain't really doing Ruben like that. So anyways, Ruben was like, how do I know there's not going to be another Rich Dollars? How do I know that you're not going to do this again? So Anais was like, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Anais realized that paycheck, that good money, that comfortable life, not worrying about anything and having that support, even though he's kind of demanding and he wants her home cooking and cleaning and barefooted and pregnant, that she knows that he has her back and he will always be there to support her and the family and take care of them and also be supportive to their children as well. But he needs to learn how to be more romantic and sexual with Anais because she's thriving for sex. She's thriving for thrills and that's what she wants. So anyway, she starts to cry and she tells him that she's real sorry. It is believable, but damn, he forgave her real quick. When it was on TV, he was in public, he even met the dude, saw the dude, they was chilling together in public, you know what I'm saying? Then her former manager, knew that he was hooking up with, Rich Dollars. So anyways, they're gonna make it work. They're gonna try to make it happen, make it work together and try to stay together and do what they need to do. So basically it is what it is. And so we get to, Mariah Lynn, she's on stage, she's performing, and DJ Self, he's happy, that Mariah Lynn turned over a new leaf, like she's doing music. She made up with her Gwen sister, Nightmare, Chucky Doll, and she's on the new track Paradise, and he's proud of her. She's doing her thing. So she gets off stage, she meets up with Jacquay, Cayenne. They talk, they hug. She talks to Self, she talks to Jacquay, and basically that's it. Then she talks a little bit to Cayenne, like, I'm glad you guys made up, I'm glad everything's all good, blah blah blah. So it is what it is. So everybody seems like, Bianca's cool with Cayenne, but they didn't mention Bianca. Bianca didn't come up in this episode at all. Bianca must have been like, I'm too thrilled, everybody on this show is fugazi. I feel you. So anyways, we get to Juju's play, whatever, and she's chilling there. She's there with Safari. He's there early, on time, ready to trying to get his kisses in. Yandy shows up, and Yandy lets Juju know that Bianca is not coming through. She's not gonna show up. So I was like, damn. So Bianca's still hollering at Yandy. So I guess they have some type of friendship or something off a camera or whatever. So it is what it is. Juju feels some type of way because she has Bianca's back, and she gave her a chance to be in her play and all this other stuff. Okay, yeah, Juju, thank you for that. But Bianca don't want to be around Safari because she dissed Safari the last episode. She was disrespectful to him. So there's no way that she's gonna show up to the play and and do a scene with him, whatever. Even though she was wrong from dissing, Safari, because Safari didn't owe her nothing, but Bianca feels some type of way that everybody else is asked to be on the track and not her. She wasn't the first option. When she probably can rap better than everybody that's on the track, including Jacquees and Cayenne and Bree and Bianca. And Mariah Lynn or whatever, and Safari. Well, her and Safari might be a tie. So anyways, I'm just bigging up Bianca, ain't I? So, because they skipped her off this episode. We don't know what she's doing. We get to see what everybody else is doing at the end, but not her. So anyways, so Juju feels some type of way, and she was like, I gave her a chance. You gave her a chance to be in your play. Kudos. And so she was like, I gave her a chance. And when everybody told me to walk away, I didn't. She was wrong for that. She should have called you and she should have canceled. She should have been professional about her business. Like, hey, listen, I got into a situation with Safari. It's probably not, maybe things need to cool down for a little bit, and then I can get back in the play. Or maybe, she probably wasn't getting paid to do this play, so she probably was like, money over everything, and she probably had to book a gig that where she was getting paid from, because it seems like it's pro bono work, because I know Juju is not paying Safari. So anyways, it is what it is with that situation. So Safari tries to kiss Juju or whatever, he tries to kiss her, but it doesn't happen, moves away, and then Safari and Yandy starts to talk, and basically Yandy was like, so what's going on? Safari was good. He like, you got something to tell me or whatever. So he was like, oh yeah, the remix is done. She was like, how's the remix done without my approval? How come you didn't get the okay from me? She was like, yo, you led me to believe that you led me to believe that we was going to be working together. Everything was okay. Then Safari also says that, Yandy did give me the idea for the remix. She did give me the artist to use for the remix. So basically, Yandy put in some work in the situation. It wasn't just like she was trying to take over. She was trying to partnership with you and create something really big for St. Thomas, and also the artist and the song and the track. And she wanted to make it as big as possible as she could. And she has the history of doing that. Safari does have a history of writing for people, writing for Nicki Minaj and things like that, but he doesn't have a history of actually producing and putting hits out there. Even though Yandy hasn't put out a hit in a long time from one of her artists, she does have the experience and she knows what channels to go through. So I got to give Yandy that as well. So, and Safari's bigging her up, like she gave her, and so Yandy just feels like Safari didn't want to give her the producer credits, and he wanted to take all the producer credits as well. And maybe Safari didn't want another controlling woman in his life, because we learned from the first couple of episodes that he doesn't want to be with anybody that's controlling, telling him what to do. That's why he was done with Dream Doll. He didn't want no woman to dominate him again. He's not feeling that type of situation at all. So it is what it is with that situation. And then as Yandy walks off, Safari was like, nice fur coat, because everybody's been wearing fur coats on this season. But anyways, Juju's feeling another type of way. She was like, yo, as soon as Yandy get upset, if she's mad, she walks off. Yeah, Yandy's pissed right now. She ain't trying to play around with you and do your pro bono play. She's pissed. She brought you to a trip into St. Thomas. Yandy's pissed because he took a producer credit. He didn't tell her. He told everybody else but her what was going on. And even though Juju doesn't want to get involved, she don't want to get into the remix of anything. She don't want to relay messages or whatever. So speaking of that, we got to go back to Remy Ma, Juju, and Yandy. They meet up, they talk. We learned that Remy Ma is still working on her pregnancy treatments, and she's trying to have a baby and all this other stuff. Everything's going well. Juju asked her to show up to the play, be in the play, and all of the good stuff. So that's what I can remember. So then moving on from that. So anyways, Yandy's walking off, and she's like basically telling them to kiss their ass. And so then now, who do we have? We have Remy Ma. Remy Ma's doing her release song, releasing her single. She got everybody there. She has a lot of producers there. She has a lot of DJs there, the DJ union. She has a lot of important people in the audience while she's standing really high. I guess you have to be over theatrical. I guess when you drop, like, she wasn't rapping really, you know what I'm saying? Like, so why stand up so tall? It could have been more intimate, but that's just my opinion. So anyways, Remy Ma, she's releasing her new song called Melanin Magic, which I just heard it yesterday and I loved it. And it's featuring it's Melanin Magic, Pretty Brown featuring Chris Brown, and she came up with the idea because someone posted on her social media that you would be so pretty if you wasn't so dark. I know what that feels like, and I know what that means. Shit, if I just wasn't black, a lot of other things would be going on, and people say that, oh, if you just wasn't black, oh man, I could work with you. You're a lovely person. You're a lovely woman, but you're just black. So anyways, everything's all good. Her record label loves the music, loves the song. They believe it's their number one song. So it's all good. And Remy Ma's doing what she's supposed to do. Papoose is happy. He hugs her. Black love all day, every day, 7 days a week, 365 days of a year, 7 winters, 7 summers, I think. Anyway, so Papoose is proud of her, and he's just like, she's my superwoman. She's completing everything that she's supposed to complete, and she's still trying to have a baby at the same damn time, and her song is popping. So he's happy. They hug, they kiss, they love, love, love. So it is what it is. And so now we get on to Safari's party or whatever. We got Safari's party to release Paradise remix, and also give $5,000 to St. Martin for the charitable proceeds or whatever. So we see Juju, she meets up with Safari's family or whatever. Safari's mother, they talk, they say hello. Juju and Safari's been getting close because Safari's been in that play doing pro bono work, because he's trying to pro bono Juju trying to get up in Juju was like, I just graduated and got my master's. It's like, oh my God, you're just such an angel, Juju. Juju is a good woman. She's a great woman, and she has a really good personality, and she's down to earth, and she knows her history. She knows her shit, and she didn't let Cameron break her or make her. She did her thing. She also focused on her future, her education while she was with Cameron. So if he was ever to walk out on her, she would be able to do other things like write a book, do a play, and get her master's degree. So take a listen. Look at what she has done to us. She just didn't sit around and act and post on Instagram and all these other places like, I'm with Cameron. No, she was in the back burner doing business, even though he did help her get on Love and Hip Hop New York. But it's all good. Once somebody open that door for you, you push it open, and then you open more doors for yourself. So it is what it is. And so I think that's the party. But anyway, so moving on from that, we get, I think it's the same party. I have no idea. And so we have, what's her name? Anais and Jonathan and Ruben. They come through to Safari's, release song party or whatever. They get there. Rich Dollars is looking. He's all jealous. And he was like, oh, she's back with her husband. And then you have, Snoop, Safari, and you have Snoop over there looking like, oh, what's going on? Look at Anais. Homegirl's here. She's here. And so Rich is looking. So Rich just happened to be standing at the bar, and this is Ruben's cue to get up to go to the bar. He talks to Rich, and basically Rich was like, yo, Ruben was like, yo, it's all good. He was like, there's no hard feelings. Me and Anais are back together. You didn't know I exist. I didn't know that you exist. Which is a lie, because Rich did know you exist, Ruben. But anyways, he didn't know you personally, and now he knows you up and close. And so he was like, there's no problems, everything's all good. And Rich was like, you know what, I'm glad you guys are back together and everything. But damn, it makes me feel kind of weird that she was just showing her pussy to my boy Jacquay. And Rich is mad messy because he's gonna snitch on Anais, talking about she was showing her vagina or whatever. But then on the other hand, he's gonna throw Jacquay. He's supposed to be his boy. He's supposed to be mentoring him. He's a kid compared to Rich, and Rich is gonna throw his name out there. What if Ruben would have got upset and wanted to find out who Jacquay was and wanted to try to fight him or do something bad to Jacquay? And then that would mess up Jacquay type of his relationship with Cayenne, and it would get them to fighting, and then Anais would be in there fighting too as well, because then because Jacquay is still trying to say that she didn't show her vagina or whatever, but it is what it is. But he did, ultimately tell Cayenne, I believe, that, Anais showed him her vagina or whatever. But that could have been real messy. That could have been really left. And Rich is supposed to be a player, not a player hater. You're supposed to hate the game and not the player. Not Rich, you're supposed to live by them rules, because you've been on these shows playing and running amok with women, breaking up with them on camera, telling them it's over, get the hell out your house, having your daughters disrespect women, talking about all types of negative things. And then now you got played. This is the first woman that actually turned the tables on you, and she showed up with her husband chilling, and you couldn't handle it. So it is what it is. And so you got Snoop, you got you have Snoop, you have Safari, and you have Jacqueline over there making faces like, oh my god, look what's happening, look at Anais' face. And they're over there just like an audience. It was like all I needed was popcorn. But one thing about Safari is he knows how to get people together, and the mess comes no matter where he's at. The mess is always there. He's not really, most of the time, not a part of the mess. So anyways, Jonathan was like, Safari, we leaving because you got a vagina here. And basically they're all laughing. Richard doesn't care. Richard was like, oh, she's a dirty dog. Well, she is a dirty dog, but you're just as dirty as her. You lay down with a dog, you catch fleas, and you've been dogging and laying down with fleas for a long time, Rich. So anyways, Rich was like, I was just looking out for my boy, because she manipulates me and she's so bad. That was jealousy right there, just hating. And plus, it was a scene and a storyline. You probably knew Ruben wasn't going to do nothing to you because security was there. So it is what it is. And so Anais steps into the conversation. She was like, so what's going on? And so she said, what's going on over here, Poppy, Daddy? And Ruben turns to her and said, who is Jacqueline? He was like, Jacqueline? What are you talking about? She played that shit off lovely though, but Rich knows that she knows. She was like, oh, Jacqueline? Who's Jacqueline? What's he talking about? He said you showed your pussy to Jacqueline. And he was like, oh, he's a lie. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just being messy. Don't talk to him. Don't ever talk to him. He wants to start trouble. Jonathan came over and was like, oh, Jacqueline? Oh, terrible. And so then they laugh. Poor Ruben's gonna be in a nursing home dealing with Anais. So anyway, she played that situation out lovely. She got up out of there with her husband. But once he watched the show, he's going to know that she actually showed her vagina to, Jacqueline, regardless if Rich tells her or not. So I guess Rich was being the better man to let him know what was going on. But he was still being messy. So anyways, they're over there laughing, having, just laughing at Rich and, Anais. I'm just like, oh my goodness. And so then I was just like, they are too much. So anyways, everybody else shows up, Mariah Lynn shows up, Bree shows up or whatever. She wants to know if she's going to be on the track. And basically Safari and Yandy talk, and then Yandy asks Bree like, oh, so how's the track, what part are you on, whatever, asking Bree questions about it. But basically Bree was like, I don't know, I haven't heard it because Safari hasn't showed it to me. And then Mariah was like, oh, you haven't heard the track? And then Yandy was like, no, I haven't heard the track at all. I haven't heard anything. And so it is what it is with that situation. I was like, damn. Yandy was like, okay, you gonna play me like that? And then now you playing your artists because they don't even know what's going on. They don't even know who's on the track, whatever. And so Yandy was like, yo, just make sure you give, the donation or charity to, St. Martin. That's the most important thing. And she was like, yo, I don't want you to see you with another chain on or whatever. So it is what it is. So then, Safari was like, I feel assaulted that you're going to diss me and think that I'm going to, take the money and run with it and put it around my neck. Well, who knows what you're going to do with it. She feels salty and you just good because, you got your producing credit is on the show. Shit, you're going to be writing music for people. And Yandy wanted to be a part of that. And she thought she was a part of that. So anyways, they get on stage, they started playing the music, they do the songs, everybody do their verse, and guess who's left out? Bree is left out. She's not even on the track, and she's like having a fit. She runs in the bathroom, she's talking to herself. She was like, I'm getting played. How is this happening? She runs with the microphone, she gets on stage, she was like, what's going on? This is whack. And she was like, oh, Jacqueline, you made sure your bitch got on the track, and you've been trying to get with me for like 5 years. You always be trying to holler at me. I wonder if he's hollering at Bree now because he ain't with Kanye no more. So anyways, everyone's looking like, oh my God, Bree's so awful. You can't do this at industry events. Well, and, saying that she's unprofessional, but they're unprofessional. Safari's dead up unprofessional. Yandy should have let all the artists know that, you know what, she's not working on the track with, you know, Safari anymore. So if anything does happen, she has no parts in it. And Rich should know what his artist is doing, especially when he hangs around with Safari. So miss me with that bullshit. They made that girl look stupid. They embarrassed her. She wouldn't have showed up if she knew she wasn't going to be on there. All Safari had to do was call her and tell her that, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, I took your verse out. You know, he should have told her that before she showed up, just like he should have told Yandy that he's not messing with her, not to the last minute, not tell everybody and all this other stuff. So anyways, on that part, Safari is very unprofessional, and that was wrong to try to make Brie look like that. You know what I mean? Like I said, if that was Bianca, that place would have been shut down. She would have tore that place up before security got to her. I was like, that was so messy, so shady, you know. And so then Cayenne was like, oh, I'm a bitch, Brooklyn or whatever. And so that's when, you know, Brie was like, I'm from Queens, and you know, Cayenne is going crazy. She's yelling, she's screaming, she's making all this noise and shit, and she's just going in. And she's just, and you know, Jacquay was like, damn, man, damn, I don't want this to be going on. Like, yo, this is way too much. He was like, yo, she be turning up too hard, too much. I can't do it. So, Brie ends up leaving, and she was like, yo, they played me. They did me dirty, yo. They did me dirty. They did do her dirty. So anyways, it's all good. Everybody seems to be doing all good. Juju's doing good. Mariah Lynn, she's doing good. Bree's doing good. We didn't hear from Bianca. Dream Doll's supposed to be doing good. And Nais is back with, you know, Ruben. And, you know, Jonathan is single, ready to mingle. And hopefully he gets help so he don't run around and get married. Yandy's taking care of business, doing what she got to do to take care of her family. And Remy Ma, you know, she signed a new deal. And hopefully she has a baby on the way. Peace. I'm out. One love.